Good morning, everyone. I'm checking out my glowiness. Is it the lighting, or is she glowy, or is she just sweaty? Good morning. It is Friday today, and I've got a day of meetings in London. So I'm getting dressed for the day. I'm going to pop you in your usual little spot just here. I'm trying to decide, do I go blazer? This is a Cordings blazer, which I actually think is probably a little bit narrow on the shoulders for me, so I probably can't actually wear it. But over the shoulders with the Johnsons of Elgin dress, I quite like it. I was going to go with my Karen Millen navy coat, but I'm worried that it's just a little bit too premature for the coat just yet in London, and scarf. It might be famous last words. But yes, I've got a meeting this morning, and then I've got a design meeting, and then I've got another meeting, and then I think we're going to be going for dinner and drinks with another friend of mine and Carrie, and yeah, just enjoying a little bit of a day in London. Oh, I also have a doctor's appointment in 10 minutes on the phone. This is the doctor's appointment from when I had my funny turn in Madrid. You can probably hear all the diggers as well outside, as usual. Yes, it's for my funny turn when I was in Madrid. I did have an appointment a few weeks ago, but they were like, the doctor that you've spoken to has asked for some really serious bloods to be taken, and we're not sure why, so we just want to do our own assessment, so I'm having the call with them. I personally, like I said, I personally think that it's linked to my time of the month and having just had COVID. I know that the two together can cause like a lot of issues, and that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. And obviously I've just started tracking my time of the month using natural cycles, and I've never done this before. It's not something that I've ever sort of been able to stick to. I was always really worried about having to, like, I was bad enough with birth control, but I had some really difficult times with birth control and the usual type, the tablets and things like that. I actually had a really rough time on that, and I didn't realise until it was highlighted to me how bad it was. And so I've not actually had any kind of like synthetic birth control for a number of years. And I have wanted to understand my time of the month a little bit more, because I've been very open on this channel with you in the fact that it's something that affects me a lot. And I actually only recently learned just how much women's periods affect them. It's quite lovely actually. There's a lot of PTs online like James Smith who talk about women's cycles in a fitness element, and how a lot of women have to cram their workouts into 2 weeks. Because there will be like 10 days to 2 weeks where they're actually incapable of working out because of their period. And my mind was blown, because I've always really kind of just forced myself through the workouts because I know I can do them usually, so why can't I do them now? So I'm really getting to that point where I'm understanding my body a lot more as well. But I've taken it that step further in subscribing to natural cycles and using it with the Aura ring. You can use natural cycles with the normal thermometer, or you can do it with the ring. This isn't part of natural cycles. It's basically one of those products that kind of like pairs with it and works with it. So there are other benefits to the Aura ring, which I've told you about previously. When I found out about this pairing, I was like, this is the one time that I felt works for me. And so I've been using it for about 2 weeks now, and at the moment, this might be TMI for you, but I am midway through my period now, and this is the first time I've ever recorded my feelings. It's the first time I've ever understood like the way my body temperature changes, and I'm very, very excited to understand like when I get more data as well. But the funniest thing for me about the app is it's really easy. I'm kind of treating it a little bit like a sort of bullet diary at the moment. So one thing I'm not recording is obviously when my husband and I are enjoying ourselves, because I'm going to be showing you the app, so that's not put in here. What I am recording is my time of the month and tracking that with you, so it's really, really funny actually. This is how the app kind of looks when you're recording your information. And I just want to show you the very quick change in my body and my mental health, because I don't suffer with any sort of mental health issues in any way, shape or form, and yet when it comes to that time of the month, I I like completely change as a person. So this is where I normally am. Normal, positive, productive, happy, calm. That was recorded on the 14th of October. The next day, it was happy, normal, some hot flushes, almost cried because the weather was so beautiful. If you remember in my video, I think it's my last video, when I was getting ready to go to my brother's, it was so beautiful I nearly cried. And I was like, that's really odd, because I know what I'm like, but that's very, very odd for me. The next one is very interesting. Anxious from the moment I woke up, irritable, short-tempered, hot flushes. And in the matter of 2 days, that's how much my person changed, and I've never really tracked it like this. And it just gets progressively worse as my temperature kind of increases and fluctuates. Extreme hot flushes, very, very irritable, just Ali breathing me off. Hot flushes, the next day is hot flushes, stomach pain, upset stomach, extremely irritable. And then this was the day which my period actually started at an event, which was completely unideal, but also incredibly uncomfortable. I was in a lot of pain, I was taking a lot of painkillers, and you always want to be putting your best foot forward, but it's quite difficult. In pain, hot, irritable, anxious, self-conscious, tired, sluggish. And then the next day, huge period pains, very tired, lethargic, irritable. And then my temperature drops by almost like a full degree, and I am back to normal again. And it's just fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating, me tracking it in this way. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it, but I've got my doctor's appointment in 3 minutes. So I'm going to jump on that and just run through a few things with them. I do have a discount code if you want to sign up to Natural Cycles. Whether you use the Aura ring to track it or whether you just use the thermometer is up to you and what suits your lifestyle and how organized you are. I'm finding this incredibly useful in the fact that I just sleep with it on. It also tracks my sleep. But as soon as I wake up in the morning, I just log my temperature, etc., etc., and it's just almost become like a routine to me now. But the discount is fall20, and it will get you 20% off your subscription for Natural Cycles, and your free thermometer as well, if that's the route that you want to go down. But obviously, because this is a separate entity, you will have to buy this on top. I would suggest it because personally, it kind of has compacted my Apple Watch and all of those kinds of things into one thing. It tracks my steps, it tracks my sleep, it charges a lot better than the Apple Watch, and I'm just finding it very, very easy. I wish it was a little bit slimmer, but other than that, this is really the sort of process that has worked for me in order to sort of track my cycles, understand when I'm fertile and not fertile, and also just be a bit more on top of things and know my limits with things, because that's what I'm learning more about myself. I'm not limitless, and especially at this time of the month, I'm not as well, so I have to be really careful. Anyway, I'm gonna jump on my call and I'll catch up with you in a bit. Okay, blood test done. Not blood test, doctor's appointment done. Luckily, a lot more reassuring than my last sort of, it was more of an emergency one, but a lot more reassuring, and I just got to book in for a blood test. But I'm gonna get ready for the day now. Well, I'm gonna get ready, jump in my taxi, and head down to London to meet Carrie and our first appointment. I'm actually meeting the owner of a brand that I know that so many of you love. One thing I'm stopping doing is saying who I'm meeting on meetings nowadays though, which is sad for me because I always liked letting you know what brands I was meeting, giving you a bit of a rundown, but I'm not doing that anymore, which is sad that you have to even do those kinds of things. But I will pop all of the details of Natural Cycles in the description box down below, and also just tell you a few more things a bit later on about what it is that I'm enjoying understanding as well, and just kind of what I'm hopeful and happy that I'm learning about now. I think that the way that I have really struggled with my time of the month over the years, just taking this time to log things, understand it, and hopefully adjust accordingly the way that I live my life, so that it's going to be a bit more manageable, I think for me is going to be incredibly helpful. So yes, this is my outfit of the day. I am wearing my Johnston's of Elgin navy blue jumper dress. I feel like I wore this last time I went for a design meeting, but hey ho, it's covered in dog hair because I've just been kissing the boys. I've got a Cordings blazer, and I'm taking my black Birkin 25 Cellier, and that is me ready to go. Well, I have just finished up meetings for the day. We started off the day with a meeting that was very, very, very inspiring. one of the things that I really always value is the opportunity to sit down with an owner of a brand, and I feel like some of the best relationships in this industry come from dealing with those people directly, because there is a shared passion that you have as like a fellow business owner that you then almost become, what's the word, as passionate, I guess, about their business, because you can tangibly feel their love and the passion that goes into their business every single day. This was really eye-opening for me in terms of like learning how different people tackle different scenarios of business and how some people tackle things head on. I was just so inspired. It was fantastic speaking to this particular person from this particular brand, and just massively eye-opening, it really was. And then I ended up in my next meeting, which was May's collection with Karen Millen, and it's definitely one of those meetings where we start off the collection and I'm always in a bit of a mind frame where I have to be almost like quite cutthroat, and it's my least favourite thing to do because I have to go in and be very ruthless when it comes to certain design attributes. I'm always, you know me by now, it's always in a very, very respectful way, and I don't like confrontation, and I always end up with a headache in these meetings. So yes, they're not my favourite meetings to have, but they're necessary for the creativity and the coming of a collection to fruition, essentially. So yes, I ended up with a massive headache. So then we've gone for a little team meeting at Soho House, and now we are on our way to Cut for dinner, and it's been a very, very good long day, which is nice, but I'm looking forward to a few more end of week glasses of wine. And Ali's been messaging me, letting me know what's happening at home. Walls are being finished, it's raining up there, and puppy dogs are refusing to go out for wheeze, but you know, such is the sausage dog life. I can't believe there's going to be 2 sausage dogs on the shoot though next week. Oh, Porter and Barkley are going to be very jealous. Very, very jealous.
All the pressure.
Look at that.
Oh my goodness.
Enjoy.
So we're all having champagne, and we've just been kindly brought an entire, what do they call that? Is that like a tin of caviar? I feel like it's doing it a disservice. We've been brought some beluga caviar, and we're having
50 grams.
Yeah, that is a lot of caviar. So we're having bumps, as we learnt at another hotel, before we have a sip of champagne, which is perfect. I need the verdict. Yeah. Wow, it smells incredible.
It really does.
Good morning, everyone. We may have some new additions to the garden in the way of some soil bags, but it is very, very autumnal out here. Leaves have dropped. It's looking very lovely. Are just back from a dog walk, and the sound of the bath can only mean one thing. Barkley has rolled in quite possibly, I don't even think that this was dog poo. I don't even think it was fox poo. I think that this was a full-on dog poo, and he's had to be showered down outside, including everything that he was wearing. And so we're going to warm him up in the bath, because I have never smelt anything like that in my life. And the gagging, I was gagging. Absolutely atrocious.
How do we stop them doing this?
We've stepped up in the world to rolling in dog poo now. That is horrific.
Little poo sausage. Yeah, and you don't like baths, so every time you do it, you have to put up with having a bath. Let the baby cow.
The art is wrapping them before they shake. and then depositing them somewhere where they can shake. So obviously yesterday I was with friends and we went to Cut in London and the food was delicious. We've decided that we're going to take all of the boys there together.
It was a cut above the rest.
It was a cut above the rest, and honestly, like, such an amazing experience. One of my friends really like knew everyone there and she was just treated like a queen. It was wonderful. And so today is more of like an organisation day, but Ali, I don't know how he's managed to do this, but he's managed to rope in. How many of your friends? Just one?
Just Jez now.
Just Jez. Honestly, Jez, for me, I cannot express how much I love that boy. He has always been so kind. He is a dream. We're basically having a huge organisation, first and foremost, of the loft. We're going to clear space in the loft to ensure that we can fit any of the materials that we need to keep in case anything gets broken or ruined or whatever. I look like such an egg, by the way. We can keep it in the loft, and then we're going to start organising the shed for when we get the new shed, and also give my greenhouse and kitchen garden a clear, because even though it's still not, like, the electrics haven't been finished, I want to get it in order so that I can just keep on top of things. So that's the plan of action for today, and it's just sort of like an autumn winter reorganise of life. Started the day with a good dog walk. Obviously Barkley ruined it, little shish kebab. But yes, and then tomorrow we've got friends coming over for a roast at ours, so we're going to get the house kind of organised for that as well, which will be lovely. We are now making a start at the greenhouse. It's obviously a heck of a mess. Jez is doing the soil dump and we are trying to help my lemon trees because unfortunately those bugs are back. I've been kind of neglecting them a little bit, and we're going to give them a big prune back, but I'm going to have to devote some time, even though it's not very nice out here at the moment because it's still a work in progress. I'm going to have to devote some time to my lemon trees again, and this is what it's looking like at the moment, a little bit of a mess. Well, I've got my last corn on the cob to harvest, and I have a beautiful clean greenhouse. I've just washed the floor myself. All of the lemon trees are treated, and hopefully, I mean, this one was hit the absolute worst. These ones were the ones that were in my kitchen, so they were really, really struggling. But I'm going to keep treating them now that I know that it's back, and just look after them until spring returns. We've still got lots of lemons on them, so hopefully next year we'll have a good crop. Oh gosh, I have just looked the tiredest of the tireds all day, but it has been a super productive day despite my dishevelled appearance. My skin might look a little bit chalky because I've just popped on my Skin and Me, but I am ready to just go to bed with a clear space almost, and a very, very clean greenhouse that is Lumi clawing our lovely armchairs in our bedroom, which she always does. Yeah, greenhouse is all cleansed and treated and looked after. Lumi is fed. The boys are in bed. Ali popped out for a few drinks with his friends from back, like from where he grew up, which is something that he's making a lot more time for recently, which is so nice. So if he's got like a spare moment in the evening, he'll like go and have some drinks at the weekend with him, and then tomorrow we've got a couple friend coming over so that we can have a roast together. I am ready to snuggle down in bed once I've put some moisturiser on after my Skin and Me, but I also wanted to check in on my Aura ring. So I've obviously been using this for a few weeks now, and I've just gone through like my first kind of cycle with it. So I'm definitely just in the habit of logging my temperature in the morning, it reminds me, I do it, I pop my feelings in, and it's super easy for me to get into the sort of swing and routine of it, because my alarm goes off and it just tells me. But I'm also benefiting from the other things, and I think that this is why I think this is the process that works for me the best, is because, like I said, it's not just for the fertility side of things, the period tracking, cycle tracking, family planning, or whatever. It has other... You can hear Porter whistling because he can hear me talking. Porty, no! So we have to say sometimes, and he just plods off back to bed. But yes, so that was what instantly was like, made me want to buy it there and then, was the period tracking, because I genuinely felt like that was going to be the best way for me to use a natural contraception in that kind of way. And then also it has the other side of things. So tracking my vitals today, I have done. Today has been an exceptionally good day, FYI. I have walked nearly 19 kilometers. I've done 16,300 steps, and I've burned a total of 2,171 calories. But what I'm noticing is that I'm not hitting my daily goals enough. I mean, I didn't have PT at all last week, which is probably another reason. But yeah, I need to get more active on more days, because even walking around London the other day, I just didn't walk as much as I thought I would, if that makes sense. Like, walking around London, I still didn't hit my 10,000 steps. How funny is that? So yes, I definitely need to do some improvements on that. It's also obviously tracking my sleep, which I'm actually quite good with my sleep. I'm actually a lot better than I thought I was. I've got really good sleep efficiency, so it's just kind of keeping on top of things and just tracking things that I couldn't track before in the same way. And also, obviously, I honestly, I feel like I'm getting to understand my cycle so much better, and just get to grips with the whole, like, how I go through the motions with things, because I think that understanding and being able to manage and also be in sync with it in this way is going to help me in understanding and managing my expectations of life. Like, I'm just not going to be able to perform to the same capacity during my time of the month because of how it affects me, and I'm just going to be able to understand that a lot more. So I'm very much enjoying that. Anyway, tomorrow I am getting up in the morning. I'm going to harvest some carrots from the kitchen garden, get them ready for the roast. We need to go to Waitrose to pick up some food for the Sunday roast. It looks like it's going to be a complete washout. I was actually going to be riding Romeo tomorrow morning, who has moved to a new stables, and we've just had to basically call it off because it's going to be raining in the morning. It looks like it's just going to be a washout, so I'm going to go Wednesday potentially, and maybe Sunday next week. But yeah, so I was going to have a lovely morning, and now I'm not. Well, I'm still going to have a lovely morning. I always have a lovely morning. But yes, we're going to be prepping for our Sunday roast, which it's going to be just what the doctor ordered. I'm going to get to sleep now and set my tracker for my sleep. And Mr. Millen Gordon has been on coffees, croissant and cinnamon swirl duties in the oven, and these are fresh out. I am very, very excited for these this morning. Good morning from an exceptionally drizzly and wet England. Yep. And that only means one thing in the sausage dog language. No, mummy, I will not go to the toilet outside. Good morning, everyone. I do have some makeup on now. I have not done my hair yet, although there may be a very tiny gap in the rain for me to run outside. We're having our roast today, and we're going to be having some ingredients from the kitchen garden. So I've got to go and get some carrots and some rosemary for Ali. He's gone to the shops to pick up some meat and some veg and things like that for us to have. Our guests arrive at 2, so I'm going to make sure that the table is laid ready for when they arrive. I've got to sort of zhuzh the house a little bit so that we've got, you know, the fires roaring, the smell of wood smoke fills the air, candles are on, all of that kind of stuff that we enjoy doing. Obviously the house is still a building site, and that's just is what it is, but it really is looking lovely in parts, which is all that matters. So I'm gonna grab a trug, I'm gonna pop some wellies on, and I'm gonna head out to harvest some carrots from my beds, and hopefully it doesn't matter that I've obviously just washed my hair, because it's not gonna get like frizzy or anything, because my hair is already frizzy because I've not done it. Anywho, let's head outside. Doobie-doo. Holland Cooper wellies on. Well, I've got the supplies, they're all cleaned, and I have a feeling I'm gonna need more carrots. So I'm gonna wait and see what Ali says when he gets back. But that is my duty done. No, you are not allowed the carrots. No, and you, no. No. And I'm just gonna give everything a bit of a spruce up, I think. Not that you can see it particularly well, because the sun is shining brightly now despite the weather this morning, but I've laid the table with some usual bits and pieces, but I've got some Neptune linen napkins down to match the kind of decor. They've got a nice warm kind of terracotta colour. I'm also swapping out the lavender for a fresh bowl of apples from where we live. I'm hoping to make a big batch of spiced apple chutney so that I can give it as gifts at Christmas time, but I'm still trying to find a good recipe, and I've ordered jars on Amazon so that I can make some, but it looks very, very lovely in the space here. I've lit a candle. This is Diptyque 34, nice and rich and cozy, and getting there. I now have to tackle the deliveries. We've already unboxed some cleaning supplies for the laundry room, a coat from Karen Millen from my collection, and got some other bits and pieces in here that I might be able to go through with you as well. You can spot also the Diptyque advent calendar as well, which is very, very exciting. Goodness me, if the weather continues like this, we'll have the patio doors open. Right, let's get into this. I have to do this quite quickly. Ooh. Oh my gosh, I was literally just eyeing this up. This is the Clé de Peau Le Fond de Teinte, the foundation SPF 25. This reminds me of Le Crème, and I imagine that if this is as beautiful as Le Crème, then I am going to fall head over heels in love with this foundation. This brand literally is just spectacular with everything they do. So the colour that I have got is number 30 in medium ochre, and it's Glow 18735. I wonder if this is going to be my actual shade. If not, I will buy it, because it looks like it could be quite pale. Oh no, I think that might be right, you know. Butterfingers today. I cannot wait to try that. I'm going to watch all of the sort of information about it. It even has a little stand like this on your dressing table. Ah, what a dream come true. So I'm going to watch all of the sort of makeup artists do their thing with that, and probably give that a test drive tomorrow. We then have, pardon me sitting on the floor as well, but by the time I've moved all of these things, I think I would have wasted a lot of time, and I've still got to do my hair. What is this? Oh, mon Dieu. Liquid gold. Aha, I know what this is, and you are all going to love me for telling you what this is. Our salt and pepper mills. They are from Amazon, and I broke the most recent one after something ridiculous like 2 and a bit years, and so I had to order a new one. And it has arrived, although it is slightly different, I think. But they come and they're very shiny, but they very quickly develop a wonderful patina. This will age and look so wonderful on, like, it just always makes the table feel so cozy, and it matches in with all of like the textures in our kitchen, so it's really, really lovely. So 2 exciting deliveries there. I've just had Mr. Millen Gordon pull up on the driveway with the food for this evening. So this is from Serafina London. This is a corduroy kind of olive green shirt. I thought this would be wonderful for more casual kind of vibes, and it's got beautiful covered buttons, just a really relaxing, even just on dog walks, over like thermals and things like that. I thought that would be super duper useful in my wardrobe. Next up, oh gosh, I don't think I can get into either of these just yet. This one is for a campaign, so I might have to take that upstairs. This is obviously for Christmas, so we're not going to go through that. And then these are a whole load of Holland Cooper pieces for a campaign. I'm not doing a collection with Holland Cooper. Coming up very, very soon. Ah, bonsoir.
Mini eggs.
No, not mini eggs. Stuff with Lana.
They're my little cherries.
We're going to have the patio doors open at this rate. Oh, so I have been waiting for these pieces to arrive. The beautiful new blouses to launch on Holland Cooper. This is the orderly lace blouse, and I just think this for layering under knitwear is going to be so incredibly beautiful. It's got such a sort of almost like Victorian detailing to it, but with blazers and things like that. I'm going to love it, so I got it in the white and the black as well. But I'm going to leave the other boxes to sort of go through with you a bit later because I've got lots to do. So I'm going to pop them upstairs, out of the way, and keep getting myself and the house ready. Oh, itchy shoot. Mr. Millen Gordon is on the food preparation. Yorkshire's over here, and a wonderful bit of meat. I've got parsnips, tender stem broccoli, carrots and potatoes. Goodness me. I've also spritzed the house with some Serge Lutin at home. This is their home fragrances, and I believe that this one is their linen fragrance, and I have another one which is like the Scottish home. It smells incredible, so I'm giving it a quick spritz in here. Candles are lit. I'm going to stack the fire as well.
We're past that stage now.
These baby gates are amazing.
So okay, so you're all happy.
I'm happy as can be.
Yeah.
Honestly, that is absolutely blinding. Yeah. Food.
Yes, because that's what Bonnie does though. Like honestly, it's just their instinct. I might have some horseradish actually.
This is incredible, Ali. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah, thank you, babe. This is incredible.
They'll like hopefully get more adventurous as the.
He's incredible.
Yeah, honestly, he
So you
inhales
did
this.
just swallow.
Yeah.
There's no time. In fact, I should have told you. If you watch him when he eats, he vacuums. So he goes and vacuums his stomach the whole time, and he just goes.
The dogs are following that. The horses are following that. So you're jumping.
We've just said goodbye to our friends, and as you can see, the boys decided to go all in on Ali's whiskey collection. So we have some very, very rare whiskies here. I believe they were sampling them, having a lovely, lovely time. And you boys were very, very excited to have a friend here. I honestly can't believe you that you've still got all of this energy. You should be in bed. But for the first proper roast cooked this year by Mr. Millen Gordon, it was amazing, babe. You did so well. And then we had one of my crumbles, which was actually delicious. You put it in the oven for exactly the right amount of time. It was kind of caramelized and chewy. It was wonderful. So we're just popping everything away now. The dishwasher's currently on, so we'll have to do this stuff in the morning, thankfully. I've got PT in the morning. So we're just gonna give everything a little tidy up. The boys are gonna go to bed. Yes, I bet you're very tired. Good afternoon, everyone. I have had a very, very busy Monday getting everything organised because I'm leaving the house this evening. I've got an overnight. I'm going to tell you all about it in my next vlog. but we are going to the most spectacular place. I can't wait. I cannot wait to see this place. But it's been a very busy day at the house, especially for the garden. It's really weird. And I keep saying this, but every time I'm like, it's really coming together. I'm like, wow. The next stage, I'm like, maybe you should stop saying that, Lydia, because now, I mean, it looks amazing what's happened in the garden today, but it's incredibly disruptive to the overall feel because as it stands, we barely have any lawn left. I'm going to take you downstairs and show you, but I thought I'd show you what I'm wearing today. This is an Oasis kind of knitted dress with the most beautiful frill detailing. I had this in my wardrobe for a while and was obviously waiting until it got a bit cooler, although that just doesn't seem to be happening in the UK at the moment. Is it just me or is it boiling still? What is going on? Like, I went to London the other day and I full on like toyed with taking a coat and I was like, it'll teach me a lesson if it gets cold. And it was boiling. I had to take my vest off. I had a coat, like a jacket with me. It was just ridiculous. So I don't understand how we're nearly in November. And it's really funny, I remember this time last year doing my Karen Millen shoot and I had to have like heated pads in my shoes, but it's boiling. So bizarre. Anyway, let's head downstairs. Ignore the mess because I'm obviously packing to head to the next location, and just ignore all of this because I've been filming. So I'm going to show you what's been happening downstairs. So, as you can see, we have removed the lawn, which is it's kind of a bit of an add-on project, to be honest, but it's something that has annoyed Ali for quite some time. We had this kind of big hump. It actually wasn't that bad from looking that way, but we obviously always look this way, and it basically looked like we had a big hump in our lawn. So we're just kind of feathering it off nicely into the woodland, because we are built kind of, well, as you can see on our big beautiful wall. The reason why we get all those flowers coming through is because the ground is actually at that height on the other side of the wall. So it's really been, we've got a bit of a step down here, and it's definitely feathering off over to the farmland over there. So we've basically taken up all of our turf. We're going to be having some new turf put down anyway. So we thought we'd just extend it to the back, and it's looking so much better. Like, it just feels a lot flatter. It's probably not coming across on camera, if I'm being honest with you. It's probably not coming across, but I need your help with the other part of this, okay? Because we're trying to decide what way to have the table, and I feel like this is a head versus heart kind of thing, because we used to have our table going this way, but we thought for access to the stairs it would be better to have it this way. So it means that when you walk out of the door, which is here, sausage dogs always in the window, you just have to walk around this area here very sort of lightly. It's not a huge disruption, which we found to be quite convenient. Aesthetically speaking though, everything else is going the other way. But this is supposed to be a different room, and nothing else in your house goes the right way just because it's in a different room. So we're sort of a bit torn. And I've just read a comment where someone said, oh, I think it'd be easier the other way. But in my head, it's easier to just walk out, and it's almost like a straight line down the steps. If the table was this way, I'd have to go round and then back around. And again, with the steps, it'd kind of block off the steps. And we don't really particularly use these doors. So they're not really something that I think we will now, but it's not really something that we're basing this on. It's mainly, yeah, the access to the steps. You're going to have to let me know in the comments, this way or the way that it is at the moment for ease. I feel like it's like aesthetics that way, practicality that way, but I also still think this looks incredibly beautiful as well. So I'm not too sure. Sausage dogs, are you coming outside? Come on, out you come. Yes. Inspect the patio. Inspect it. And a little downward doggy stretch. We also have the soil ready for planting, but one of the views that is making me really happy, I feel like if I zoom in like here, and you kind of can't see anything else but this beautiful stone edging and then the oak coming up, I just feel like this is looking so beautiful, almost like a little secret garden area over here. And then when we have the iron up here, oh my gosh, it's going to look so lovely. we have also just began removing the walls at the front. So it's been, even though it's only Monday, it's been a busy day. The other things that I've been trying to tick off my list is Christmas cards. Last year we had bespoke made Christmas cards inspired by our greenhouse and lots of lovely things like that. So we're still going to be doing the same thing, but what we've decided is we're going to kind of go with a different style this year. We're still going to use like illustrators and things like that, and we're definitely going to be using our wax seals again because we love those, and it's just such a little easy kit. But we're going to be having, I'm just going to start sort of planning them in the car on the way down, and yes, very, very, very excited to even be thinking about Christmas and just getting Christmas cards sorted. It was one thing I wanted to do the year before and I never got it done, and so to be able to have our like bespoke Christmas cards again, it makes me really happy. I just think I like stationery. So that's kind of what I've been doing today, filming, catching up on things, and just peeking out of the window. But yes, so I was joking on the home account that this was going to be our croquet lawn. Sadly, this will never be a croquet lawn because it is so uneven, but it is a lot smoother and a lot better, and the sausage dogs are enjoying. In fact, should we take a little look back? I feel like it doesn't look that different when you come back from the house. I'm actually not going to because it's going to be really muddy. But anyway, a little bit of an update for you. I'm going to finish off packing and then we're going to head to the new location. So I definitely was not planning on speaking to you this early, but for some reason Alex has decided to go through her entire shopping bag of the stuff that she's bought for the shoot, and she may have broached the subject of putting something glittery on my eyes, and she just turns to me now and says, in fact, repeat it for me, Alex.
So we spoke about something shim.
You're gonna have a bit of shim. A bit of shim?
I'm not prepared for this. You know, we've been in the car 2 seconds.
You're never prepared. Literally never prepared for it. So apparently, because we're obviously shooting a Christmas collection, by the way, this collection, I definitely feel like, oh, I feel like you're not ready. You're not ready for the dresses, the tulle, oh my gosh. But there is also going to be a bit of shim. A bit of shim, thanks to Alex Power.
There you go.
And she's very excited, so show us what you've got.
So, I don't know if it'll go, but we're just going to try it. So it's the Charlotte Tilbury in shade Amber Gold.
Talk to me about why you always go for Charlotte Tilbury.
Well, just because I know you're not allergic to it.
Am I not?
Apparently no.
Oh, no, I'm not. You're right, I'm not allergic to it. That's a good one.
Well, some bits you're a bit funny with, but, you know, we always get on really well with it.
Yeah.
So, I just thought...
Did you get a new eyeliner?
No, they actually ran out.
Oh.
I've got like 4.
And what else did you buy? Well, I like the lipstick that you got from Charlotte Tilbury. But do you know what? You know, I bought, was it Karina's Star that I bought from the last time you used? Yeah, I bought that. And do you know what I just don't like about it? It's not comfortable to wear on long periods. So it was fine on the shoe. Yeah. But I want it as like more of like that exact colour with a satin. Super Cindy. And is that a balmy one? We're going to try all of these out, I promise.
I can't remember. We're going to have to try this on.
Yeah, see, it looks nice, although this light is horrific. No, it looks nice. Oh, I've not shown my nails either. I've gone for something different for the shoot. What's this one called again?
Terracotta Dreams.
I can't show you anything because this light is so bad. But it's called, it's called Terracotta Dreams because there's a lot of really lovely kind of like warmy, blushy tones in this collection. And so I thought I'd try something different. I feel a bit strange not having green nails though, because green feels so intrinsically part of me. But I'm going with it.
I persuaded you.
You did. It is lovely, and it's not terracotta at all. And I hate the name. I really like it when something has a name that I feel like almost, I don't know, whimsical when I say.
What would you have called it?
I would have called this something like Autumn Rose or something like that. Because it's got that rosy look to it, but it's not a twee rose, it's like a really nice and deep something.
It is really nice.
It is nice, yeah. I'll show you it better when you can actually see, because every time I'm showing you my nails, it keeps going dark. But it's kind of the same colour as my lips. I just stopped filming and then Alex looked at me like, I'm sorry, I've not finished. So please do carry on, Alex Power. Miss, I don't want to be on camera. She's like, excuse me, I have not finished.
Okay, so anyway guys, I have been calling this Charlotte Tilbury collection cheek to chic. So every single time I've been telling you which blusher she's been wearing, I've been saying it's cheek to chic. That's actually the collection. It's not the actual individual blusher. So I'll let you know.
So what's the actual colour?
So this one is called Pillow Talk. We've not used this one yet.
Okay, Pillow Talk, fantastic.
But the corally one, I'm not too sure now.
We'll have to look it up. Anything else?
No, we're good.
Okay, so we finished now.
Finished now.
So now we're going to carry on our 2-hour journey to Royal Tunbridge Wells. My dad rang me. He was like, where are you off to this week? I was like, Tunbridge Wells. He's like, oh no, Lydia. It is Royal Tunbridge Wells. And I was like, oh, fantastic. So we have arrived to Tunbridge Wells, or Royal Tunbridge Wells, as my dad said. This is our room. So we had a hotel somewhere else, but they cancelled when we booked. So we have a different one, this is so interesting. The bathroom is in this sort of like room that has been built inside this bedroom. But I love this like row of big windows. I'm scared to touch them because that is something that I've not told you. Oh, how we're opposite a bookshop. Adrian Harrington, Rare Books. Is that you, Grayson?
No, Carol, I'm looking out my room.
Yeah, I know, but isn't Carrie helping you?
Why are you not letting me in?
Yeah, because you're not invited. Bugger off.
See your room.
Come in. I feel like this is your dream room.
Oh, this is actually really cute.
What was I going to say? So we've just checked into the hotel and I am looking so tired. And you know when you like check in somewhere and, well, you might not know this, but I do. And you're just like not prepared. And then the lady on the desk said, I really recognise you. And I was like, and I'm thinking old school YouTube. I'm like, oh, I have a YouTube channel. And she's like, are you on TikTok? And I'm like, I can't get used to this. Like it's always been, oh, I watch you on YouTube. Now, oh, I recognise you from TikTok. And I'm like, this is so bizarre. Like it's such a shift in like culture. I'm fascinated by it. But anyway, we're opposite a lovely Rare bookshop.
Oh, lovely.
Which is nice. And this is all goes, come in, you can come in. You don't have to stand in the hallway. Oh. But will you please get rid of the spider for me?
Where?
It's not in here, it's outside, but I'm scared it's going to come in.
Oh.
It's not invited. I'll show you. Look. There, it is actually quite big. See it up there?
Oh.
That is actually quite big up there.
How am I going to get that?
You can't see it. I'm going to zoom in.
Give me your Hermes.
Are you joking? I'm sorry. I'm also zooming in on the camera, so whoever is watching that camera can see me doing this. Oh, it can't focus because it's so big.
Okay, it's really not that big.
It is big.
Do you want another one? Have another one then.
You know I'm not sharing my food with you though.
No, it's fine. I should be on a diet, but I'm really...
This is really good.
I told you to order Wagamama's. I don't like Wagamama's.
No, but I don't like Wagamama's. These are like picky bits. This is not like proper food.
That's what I was about to show you, and I was like, Wagamama's have got, and you went, I don't like Wagamama's, I don't want Wagamama's.
You've just turned this camera on and faced it at me eating my food whilst all of you are eating your food. Oh, so this was your starter, you've got a main. Oh, okay, I don't feel so bad now. I'm having one more bit and then you can have it. Okay, that sauce is really good.
Good, isn't it?